Alright, you can start.
What up, y'all? It's your boy King X Tone, and I'm back with a video. Today, we're gonna have a tiers list of how I think these teams played, and I got a special guest with me. Say what up, Dillon.
What up, y'all?
All right, let's get straight into the video. First, the Bengals.
I mean, with the Bengals are at right now, you already know where you gonna put them.
Yeah, that's for sure overachiever. Nobody expected them to be a playoff team already.
I mean,
You know, maybe actually Super Bowl team, maybe a playoff team, but like out in the first two rounds.
how them Raiders feel, Tony?
The Raiders, bro, man, that makes me upset, bro.
I mean, in my
How
opinion,
about them Eagles? Shut up.
we weren't supposed. Hey, we'll get there when we get there, Antonio. But in my opinion, I think the Bengals obviously do deserve overachievers, like you said, because they were not supposed to be in the Super Bowl with that horrible O line. But Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase is just such a deadly duo, and they also have better threats at receiver, and they have Joe Mixon. Their defense hasn't been too bad, so I think they really overachieved and
Yeah,
surprised
their
everyone.
defense really stepped their game up, especially the safeties and Trey Hendrickson, both or Trey Hendrickson or Trey Hendricks, I forgot what his name is, but those three players, bro, they really helped bring the defense together.
How about the
And with
pay?
the Patriots, I still feel like they're above expectation just because with their new rookie quarterback Mac Jones, nobody really thought that they were playoff level.
In my
You
personal
know,
opinion, I didn't think they were going to be. I agree with you. I think they were above expectations because you saw what happened with a veteran like Cam Newton. I thought they were just going to be in the middle of a reboot, but it only took them 1 year to get back to the playoffs. Even though they did get whooped, no one expected them to be there. So
exactly. I expected them to be like middle, like 50%, even though they're not 50% this year, but like near 50%.
I feel you. What about the Saints?
Under expectations for sure. Or actually, I'm gonna put them in underachievers.
Under? Why do you say that?
Just because I understand that Jameis Winston got hurt early, but I expected them to be a playoff team. To be honest with you, with Jameis Winston, he looked out at first. He looked hot out there, and then he got injured, and Alvin Kamara didn't do nothing. Michael Thomas was injured, right?
All right, all right.
And that
I
team just went downhill immediately.
all right. What if I can make an argument for expected? Because I think.
Okay, what's your argument?
All right, so you know how so they looked really really hot early in the season, right?
Mhm.
And they just came off of going to the playoff with their Hall of Fame level quarterback, which is hard to
Mhm.
recover from. So honestly, most people expected them to not do that good, but they went 9-8 to finish the season off with Trevor Simeon and freaking Taysom Hill as the quarterbacks. So the fact they,
Yeah, that's true. I guess we could put them in like expected, I guess.
because I don't think they underachieved. I think they actually went over and beyond. If the Niners, it was like one game that decided their fate. If the Niners lost, they're in the playoffs. If the Niners win, they're out. So
True.
they they
Yeah, I guess, but I kind of expected them to be like a playoff team, like a high, like not high caliber playoff team, but like a second round exit.
I feel you.
Just because I believed in Jameis Winston, to be honest with you.
I think everyone did too until he got injured. I still think next year they
Yeah.
have hope.
Yeah, next year Jameis Winston come back healthy. If he's doing his thing, bro. If he doesn't get injured again, I feel like they could be a playoff team.
Steelers.
The Steelers, I would say they were about expected,
I
just because Big Ben was playing not terrible but not good, and Najee Harris was out there playing his butt off as a rookie, and Deontay Johnson was doing pretty well too. So they were overall good. Their defense was balling out like normal. So
honestly, in my opinion, I think they did. They barely got to expect it, in my opinion, because I expected them to be a pretty decent playoff team, in my opinion. But to see them barely sneak in is kind of disappointing because I think we all knew that Big Ben was about to retire after that after his
yeah,
play, but It's just the fact that they also lost to or tied with the worst team in the league, the Lions. I don't think they really got there, but that lucky last game where the Chargers decided to F up and not just tie with the Steelers in, I think they barely got to expected.
Yeah. The Niners definitely above expectation. Just because the Niners, nobody thought that they were going to be in the NFC Championship. Everybody thought they were going to be knocked out by the Packers, and the Cowboys, but they just they got through that, and it was really good. Jimmy Garoppolo was playing okay. Their own line was doing pretty good the whole off season, or not off season, postseason,
And my
and Nick Bosa was going crazy. Ohio State alma mater, that's my boy.
in my personal opinion, I also agree with you with the above expectation because I honestly didn't think they would be returning to the playoffs that soon. I thought they needed one more year to get back here, but Debo and their defense and their O line proved me wrong. But the only thing, honestly, I think the Niners would be in the playoffs if they had a quarterback. Jimmy Garoppolo is not bad. He's just not good enough to push a team to a Super Bowl caliber, you know.
Yeah,
And I don't think
I
Trey
don't.
Lance can do that either.
I think I think that Jimmy Garoppolo is good enough a playoff quarterback, but I don't think he's a Super Bowl level quarterback. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, the fact they
And
snuck into the playoffs is amazing.
yeah, exactly. At this moment, Trey Lance probably isn't a Super Bowl caliber quarterback either. But I think that he gives them a better chance because he has a double option. Like he's an option to run if he needs to. That's why I think they should have put him in for the Rams, like against the Rams when Jimmy Garoppolo started doing pretty bad.
I mean, the reason why I don't think they did that is because rookie, and it's a big ass game. That's like
Yeah, exactly. And I know that they know Jimmy Garoppolo has the experience, so of course keep Jimmy Garoppolo in, but like also like, hey Trey Lance, if you run him like how the Raiders were using Marcus Mariota, that kid he could really like do something for you.
Cardinals. I want to put them below.
Cardinals, yeah, under expectation because in the beginning of the season, dude, they looked like a Super Bowl team, and then it all just crumbled as soon as just one player got injured, and that player's name is D Hop.
uh, from my fan of view, the only reason why I don't put them in underachieved is because they did expectations and they made the playoffs. But I
Yeah,
thought they were going to be the team that was to beat. And they
exactly.
looked horrible. They lost to the Lions first of all, the worst team in the league. And I know the Lions own the Cardinals, but still, that's unacceptable to lose to the worst team when you look like the best team in the league. And I don't know how you go from like 8 or 7-0 to 10-7. That's like a
Yeah, exactly.
huge drop. And
Wait, were they 8-0 and then they got beat by the Packers, I think, or 9-0?
it was one of the three, 7-0, 8-0, or 9-0. But I know they did not do good in the final stretch. And then to get knocked out first round by the Rams and lose the division to the
Yeah,
Rams, that y'all just it's like every year with the Cardinals, it's like they just flop mid-season and they just cannot keep striding.
exactly. They can't keep it up. And I'm gonna say that in the playoffs, I think Kyler Murray choked because if you watch the game, dude, he was not trying to create no type of plays or nothing. He was just sitting in that pocket and he got sacked multiple times when he should know, hey, it's the Rams. Maybe I should get out of the pocket a little bit. They have two all-star, like all-pro level freaking defensive linemen in Von Miller and Aaron Donald. Like I don't understand why you're gonna sit in the pocket if you could scramble.
If you may I take over the Falcons real quick and say where I want to put them in your opinion
I
too?
think I think the Falcons are expected.
Honestly, I think you can make. I think they honestly say I expected, or you can make a case for above expected because honestly, in my wholehearted opinion, I don't think they were. It's surprising that they're in playoff contention to begin with.
Yeah, true. But then again, if you look at it, Matt Ryan is doing his thing, and Kyle Pitts was a star pickup. Like that kid is going to be something great one day. And they also had a breakout player in AJ Terrell too, right?
Yeah, and then
So
Cordell Patterson was also their best player.
exactly, Cordell Patterson was out everywhere. He was listed at free safety for one game. Like he's doing everything out there. I think that they were expected to be around like the middle of the pack right there.
My only thing I think that could push them to the playoffs is it's time to move on from Matty on Ice because there are some games where he looked like he was just cold, ice
Yeah,
cold, couldn't do anything.
I think his age is getting to him a little bit, like how Drew Brees, like their arms are just getting weak. So I
Yeah.
think maybe give him like one more season, draft a rookie quarterback, or get a free agent quarterback and
Honestly,
just do something.
in my opinion, I say this year you draft a rookie. Let him be behind. Do what they did with Jimmy, and let him learn from Matt Ryan.
Yeah, but that's the only thing to me though. This rookie quarterback class is not the greatest as we've seen in the last like 3 years.
But I still think there's enough talent to where Falcons can snipe something or make a trade to get a good pick for a quarterback. Because there's decent enough quarterbacks that you can develop.
Yeah, true.
Ravens.
Ravens, they're underachievers though. I
Oh,
understand Lamar got injured, but still, dude, that backup quarterback was putting in work, and I don't think that they were good enough to be anything above underachievers.
they were the number one seed at one point, and
Exactly.
then all of a sudden they're not in the playoffs.
Exactly.
The last 2 years, the Ravens were making an upset. Like they were like storming into the playoffs and making
Exactly.
statement after statement.
Exactly. This year, I'm thinking to be honest though, if Lamar's healthy, I think they make it to the playoffs too, but it just didn't happen.
Honestly, bro. And I know their corners were like they're like at the bare bone with corners, but going for two twice, stupid. It was stupid stuff they did to get them to where they are right now.
I guess that's just Jim Harbaugh's coaching, I guess. I mean, he's a great coach, but still, like you can't make stupid calls like that.
Honestly, Cardinals and Braves are the biggest bozos in each conference.
Yeah, exactly. The
Bills,
Bills were expected, I'm going to say.
that's
I
two.
think dude, I think that they just really got to the same places last year, right?
Yeah.
And I think they could have won that game against the Chiefs, but it was just decided by the coin toss. Their defense could have played a little bit better in that game, but I think that's about where they were going to be every year. So,
I think it's I don't think the Bills should be mad because that's two back-to-back years you made it to the playoffs and made it that far. It's a good thing. It shows that you guys are consistent, which is what y'all need in Buffalo. If y'all can make that
yeah,
extra push,
consistent, but also it's just like they're not improving.
yeah, it's really
I
just
think that
Josh Allen.
I think that if they really get a piece at running back instead of Devin Singletary, I think that that could really boost their game a lot. Or like just like the Chiefs, dude, they don't have the greatest running back, but they have a guy that could pound the rock down the field if they
Yeah,
need him to.
yeah. They
So
don't need a Derrick Henry or Ladainian Johnson back. They just need a consistent running back who can get the job done.
exactly, a running back that could get 4 or 5 yards a carry, like that's it.
Panthers, I want to put them below.
Panthers, I say below expectation. Sam Darnold didn't play as well as everyone thought he was. We all thought he was cursed by the Jets, but he kind of showed that he's not the greatest quarterback.
In my wholehearted opinion, I just think that the Panthers were overall just disappointing because throughout the whole season, they started off 3-0. They started off hot. Sam Darnold looked hot.
And
They got Stephen
and
Gilmore,
they had the best pass defense in the league
and they
for
somehow
like a couple weeks. And then they picked up Stephon Gilmore and then their defense just went downhill. Like how do you do that?
it went 5-12. So listen to this. Start off 3-0 and then finished 5-12. That's 2-12. You went two
Yeah.
and 12 after week 3. That is horrible.
That looks like a Raider season if I've ever seen it.
Like that is like such a I honestly if someone if everyone was expecting you to make the playoffs, you'd be an underachievers. But no one expected you to get to the playoffs, so that's the only reason why I think they're in below expected. They
Yeah, true.
they they shat the bed and they picked up a washed and injured Cam Newton and think that's gonna save the season. No, he just looked horrible after that first week or that first week he
Yeah,
was back.
exactly.
Uh,
Um
the Bears.
the Bears, I think they were under expectation a little bit.
I
Because I thought because their defense is pretty middle of the pack, so it could hold up. And then they just picked up a new star rookie quarterback, Justin Fields. I thought they were going to play him a lot more than they did. And they have a stud Darnell Mooney. Their offensive line just let up too much, and their defensive line ain't great either.
In my wholehearted opinion, I want to put him in an overachiever so bad for even winning 6 games with Matt Nagy. Like that should be that they should get a little sticker for that, bro, because he was so stupid. He
Yeah, true.
like they were in the playoffs last year, pretty obviously undisturbingly, but like still they're still in the playoffs. So obviously you're thinking, okay, they're gonna improve, and they have a new
Yeah,
rookie quarterback.
exactly.
It
Exactly. They're gonna improve. New quarterback, new receivers, like, and then just down the freaking poop slope. Like,
But I think they honestly should be happy though because they seen some good flashes out of Justin Fields, but they also see the main problem. Your stupid O line cannot protect that kid.
exactly. And they're getting that head coach out of there. Get Matt Nagy out of here.
Vikings
Vikings, for
underachievers.
sure, underachievers. They're underachievers. Because they have three superstars on offense. They have multiple superstars on defense, and they still can't do a thing. What is Mike Zimmer out here doing? That is a playoff team.
Like
How do they not
yeah,
make the playoffs?
honestly, I'm not gonna hold it to many of the people. Even though Kirk's getting a little older, he still played consistently good. He's the one of the most active
Exactly.
quarterbacks.
He's consistent enough to get the job done.
It's just Mike
But the play
Zimmer.
calling, yeah, exactly. The play calling is not consistent enough. It's not good enough
Like, don't get me wrong.
for. He's not trying to get the ball to Justin Jefferson or Adam Thielen enough, and he's not giving it to Dalvin Cook that much. So what are they doing?
Like, don't get me wrong. I didn't expect them to go like 17-0 and be the best. I know. I just expected them to be in, like the wild card because I know they have Green Bay, who's a tough opponent. I just didn't
Exactly.
expect them to.
I'm out here. I'm expecting them to get at least 10 wins.
Yeah,
Like,
that was my sitting point. 10, not 8.
yeah.
Browns.
Browns underachievers.
From
Everyone's out here like, okay, they were hot last year. They're just going to improve. Nah, they just went downhill. They lost Odell. Terrible.
and also showed that Baker is the problem because as soon as they lost Odell, their offense got worse. It's Baker. Baker cannot make the throws. Baker is not the QB.
Exactly.
Baker.
And Odell going to the Rams and like stirring stuff up with Matt Stafford, dude, that showed that Odell was not the problem.
It just shows that Baker is obviously not the answer. Don't get me wrong. Baker,
Nick Chubb fully carried that team. Like,
be honest with me, I expected more than 8 wins. I expected 12 to 13. I know that's a lot,
exactly.
but I expected them to run that division. I did not expect that Cincy and the Steelers were gonna make that division.
Exactly, dude.
It's
The Cowboys above expectations for sure.
I don't know because
Because
I didn't expect.
because well, I say above expectations because literally last year they were one of the worst teams in the league. They had the worst defense in the league. And obviously their offense wasn't as good because they didn't have Dak, but still.
The reason why I don't want to put them in above expectations is 2 reasons. One, I'm biased because I'm an Eagles fan, and secondly, they got bounced by the Niners. They had the hardest offense in the league and got bounced with only 17 points on the board. How do you do that?
I mean, I guess you could say that. I
That's what
guess you could put them in expected.
I expected them to run our division. I expected them to lead it. I just didn't expect them to get bounced first round. I was happy, but that shouldn't have happened. They should have won. But
To be honest, we could low key put them below expectations because they looked like a Super Bowl team out there.
they looked like just like the Cardinals. Looked hot throughout the whole season and continue to be hot. I looked.
Exactly. What were they? Were they
They
12-5, right?
they were. Let me see. They were 12. Yeah, 12-5.
Yeah. They looked like they could go to the Super Bowl, but they just completely choked.
Broncos. Honestly, I think they kind of
I
did
I'm not gonna lie, I would put them above expectations
because
because they looked hot a couple times, and
what?
when they looked hot, they looked real good with
Well,
Teddy Bridgewater.
here's the thing. They did like the Panthers. They started off 3-0, but they finished the season off 4-10.
Oh my God, they were 4-10. Are you serious?
Yeah, that's why I only want to put them in expected because I didn't expect them to get more than 5 wins.
Oh yeah,
Honestly,
expected then. I thought they got a little bit more wins than that because they looked pretty hot.
They went on a 4-game losing streak to finish their season, so that's the only reason why
Oh yeah.
they were
Who'd
they
they lose to? The Chargers, the Raiders, the Chiefs. Oh
and the
no, they beat the
Bengals.
Chiefs. Oh no, wait, they barely lost to the Chiefs. I remember that.
It honestly, I actually think they have a bright future because they got a new head coach, and Teddy did get a scary
The
injury again. So if Drew
I'm
Lock's
not gonna
back,
lie. In those last couple games, Drew Lock looked like he wasn't the problem.
I honestly think it's just something's the problem. They need to figure it out. I don't know. I haven't watched enough Bronco games to say the problem,
Yeah,
but
but
did they
I
do?
honestly, dude, they would have beat the Chiefs that day if their running back didn't fumble.
Yeah, Melvin Gordon kind of sucks.
Exactly.
But hey, I want to see what they say. They had two bright rookies that are become stars.
Yeah,
Lions. Oh yeah, definitely.
expected.
Oh no, definitely over. I'm just kidding.
Overachievers. Nah, they're expected. Nobody expected them to be better with Jared Goff. I don't think, at least.
Honestly, it
But hey, on the bright side, they do have Amon-Ra St. Brown. That is, he's looking like a good rookie.
and they
So
have
hopefully
DeAndre
next
Swift.
year he can get hot.
All right, here's my argument. They had Jared Goff. They had a very untalented roster. They were obviously going to do horrible, but to crack out 3 wins and a tie, I'd say I'm pretty impressed because Jared Goff looked horrible. He literally made me want to throw up every time I watched him. But
Yeah, I didn't watch a single Lions game.
I watched 4 and regretted it. But hey, I want to say this: they have potential. They have futures. They have a future with that head
Yeah,
coach and some players.
they have a lot of young players. That's one thing about the Lions. The Lions are young right now. There's not that many older guys on that team.
The
I think if they could get a better O line for Jared Goff, maybe Jared Goff could make a storm. Who knows?
honestly, no. I think their O line is okay enough. I just think Jared Goff needs to get the fuck out of there. Go be a backup.
Yeah, they have three O linemen that could possibly be Pro Bowlers, and if with a little bit of development. So yeah, I'm gonna say Jared Goff is probably the problem,
Like it's
but
not
they
like
also need to get a running back. Like,
DeAndre Swift.
oh yeah, I forgot. Was he injured this season?
No, he did good this season.
Oh, because I didn't hear nothing big about him. Because like Cam Akers, he was also big last year, but he was injured. So I just assumed that DeAndre Swift got injured too because I didn't hear much about him.
No, DeAndre Swift did pretty good this season. I can pull up his stats right now and tell you about it.
I mean, nah. We'll move on to the Titans.
Nope, we're not. DeAndre. Oh no, DeAndre Swift
Oh
was
no,
injured
they
for
have
like
so.
he was injured for 5 games. But hold up, give me one second. Give me like one quick second.
I
Okay,
think,
ready for the Titans?
yeah. I
Under.
think that the Titans were below. Yeah.
How do you become the number one seed? Just get bounced immediately.
Exactly. Get bounced by the Bengals, which at the time looked like the worst team in the playoff in the AFC bracket.
With 9 sacks too to their name in that game.
Didn't Tannehill throw like 3 interceptions or something like that?
He threw 4.
Yeah. Tannehill sold. Derrick Henry didn't do what he needed to do. I understand it's his first game back from an ACL tear, but sheesh.
No, oh my bad. He only threw 3 interceptions, but yeah, Derrick Henry underachieved. Ryan Tannehill. I just honestly, I honestly was surprised they were the number one seed to begin with.
True.
Honestly, Titans without Derrick Henry, they're nothing.
Exactly.
They lost to the
And
Jets
I
too.
was completely surprised that they got that first seed without Derrick Henry.
Yeah, Green Bay.
But, yeah, they were below expectations.
Like the Titans. Okay, well, I want to put them in expected because after that first game, I thought they were going to be just washed, but they stormed
Well,
back and came 13-4.
I mean, we could, yeah, actually, that is kind of expected for them to choke, so.
Yeah, because like it's like they're always in either the final or the second to final round. So I didn't expect them to go to
Yeah.
the Super Bowl. I honestly was like, how are
I
they gonna fuck up this year?
I I was kind of expecting the Niners to win that game. So
And they
I
they
I I didn't put it past Aaron Rodgers, to be honest with you.
and they did lose to Detroit the week before with Jordan Love, so they should be worried about their future. Real worried about their future with Jordan Love.
Yeah, I don't know if Jordan Love is the move. They haven't been. Maybe Aaron Rodgers hasn't been mentoring him well enough. Who knows?
He doesn't want to. It's like the Brett Favre situation. He does not want to mentor the rookie.
And like the Brady situation with Jimmy G.
Br- Wait, did Brady not mentor Jimmy G at all?
I mean, I think he did for a little bit, and then when Jimmy G went out there and like won them a playoff game or something, Tom Brady said either you need to trade away Jimmy G or I'm leaving. So
Well, yeah, I didn't. I don't think he meant to do it in like malicious intent. I just think he like saw his career being threatened a little bit.
yeah, like he didn't. I didn't. Yeah, I think he felt like it's a young talent. I'm an old guy. Like nobody wants to be put under pressure like that.
Yeah. Colts below expectations are expected.
Yeah, I'm gonna say below expectations because I really, with the way Jonathan Taylor was popping off this season, I expected them to be a playoff team. But no, they had to ruin it for themselves and lose to the Jags with Carson Wentz throwing a pick and not doing what he needed to do. I'm sorry to
Uh,
throw shots.
okay, but in my wholehearted defense, I think Carson. I think this is like they're. I think they're okay. They don't need to panic because Carson did play. He played good all year. He had only 7 picks in the year.
I
Last
mean,
last
yeah, on this season, he did what he needed to do. Just hand it off to Jonathan Taylor and throw on freaking third downs. But I still don't. I don't know if he's the key piece that they need, honestly.
but like no,
But they don't have to immediately trade for anything or get a rookie quarterback. I don't think.
but like here's my thing. Carson Wentz was almost up there with all the other elite quarterbacks. He was only 3 touchdowns away from 30 touchdowns. He has 27. Carson is getting back to his prime form, and he didn't get injured this season. Really, only injury was that preseason, which was fine. So I
Yeah,
honestly,
true.
I honestly am saying that the Colts next year are going to make the playoffs. I think they have a bright
Yeah,
future with that offensive
next
core.
year, yeah, exactly. Next year, dude, they have a bright future. They have what, a third year receiver in Michael Pittman, who looked really good this season.
And they also have Quentin
Or
Nelson.
actually, he was a second year this season, right? And then they have the best guard in the league in Quentin Nelson. They have probably top three running back in Jonathan Taylor.
Uh,
And their defense, they have a couple pieces too. They have DeForest Buckner. I could see them being a playoff contender if they could get like hot quick, like quicker than they did this season.
Texans. Okay, you're gonna kill me. I think they. I think. I honestly thought they're going 0-17, so I wouldn't put them above
Yeah,
expectations.
I put them above expectations because nobody expected them to even get a win without Deshaun Watson or J.J. Watt. So
Yeah, but they've cracked out again against Jacksonville, Tennessee, the Chargers, and Jacksonville. So they beat a team twice, and they beat two playoff teams.
yeah, that's why I'm saying that this kid Davis Mills, he
He,
could possibly be a piece for them if he develops well.
cause like he did have his
Um,
ups and downs. That he did have
yeah,
that.
as a rookie quarterback that wasn't expected to start immediately, right?
Yeah, so I mean, like in my opinion, he got thrown to the fire pit and threw 16 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Jacksonville, it was a shit show, and no one
Yeah, I'm
expected.
gonna say underachievers
Hey,
because
where do you
everybody
begin?
expected everybody expected this hot shot from Clemson who has never lost a game in his career or never lost. Yeah, he never lost a game in his whole career. Did you know that?
Nope.
His first L was on the Jaguars. So you see that kid coming out here, you're like, wow, he's never lost a game all the way from high school through freaking college. How are they gonna how is he gonna be stopped? He's obviously ready, right? But no, he didn't look ready. I don't know what happened to him. He did not look ready. Losing was not well on him. He didn't take it well. You could tell.
But
Even though he did look like a veteran sometimes, throwing under pressure and getting out of the pocket and knowing what to do. But other times he was just not able to get it to the receiver, or the receiver just ran a bad route.
all right, in my wholehearted opinion, I think the only reason he was not prepared was because of Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer
Yeah,
ran that team to the ground. He made everyone so
yeah,
mad.
I was gonna say Urban Meyer ran the organization into the ground. To be honest, this season,
Like
he was not the coach everybody thought he was from Ohio State.
he was a dick.
Exactly. Well, everyone, I feel like we should have known that because of the reason he got kicked off of Ohio State. I forgot why, but yeah,
Chiefs. I didn't expect them. I think they. I want to say expectation. I expected
yeah,
them
I'm
to.
gonna say expected, bro.
Not in a bad way, because they did great. They bounced back after a very bad start. So,
Exactly.
congrats to the Chiefs. But honestly, I expected them to end up in the playoffs, and I honestly did expect them to either end in the Super Bowl or the third round of the playoffs.
Yeah, I think everybody expected them in this region of the playoffs.
The
I
one,
think everybody expected them to be this good of a team.
honestly,
So
the only disappointing part is that they lost to a team with one of the worst O lines in the league. That's the one thing that's killing me with them. You gotta take advantage of that. You gotta take advantage of that. You cannot blow a
exactly,
21 to
you gotta
3 lead.
you gotta send blitzes. I think that's where the Chiefs, the Titans, and the Raiders messed up. And that O line, dude, you gotta send a blitz and like make them crumble.
You
Because
can't.
once their morale is down, dude, send four rushers. Max Crosby could get in there. Freaking who on the Titans? Is Clowney still on the Titans?
I don't know. I don't know. The Titans had 9 sacks, so they're doing something right.
Exactly.
It's just
They knew
off.
what they were doing. Like they just sold.
And
I
it's
mean, actually, I'm pretty sure the rookie kicker for the Bengals made a 62-yarder for the win. So they
yeah.
didn't really sell. That kicker is just really good.
And I think the Rams the other. Ah, I kind of expect. I
I'm
want
gonna say I'm gonna say above expectations,
because
just
look,
because I don't think they were overachievers. Because if they were overachievers, it would have been a team that like nobody would have expected. But people kind of expected them to make the Super Bowl.
in my opinion, I expected them to make the conference championship because look, they had a lot of new pieces. Cooper Cup's random resurgence as being an all-star. I know, like last year he was pretty good. This year he's amazing. Two new pieces in Von Miller and Odell who had to adapt. And honestly, I know they had a really strong team, but I feel like they would need like one more. And they also had a new quarterback. I just feel like they needed one more year to like bond and get together. But they got together real quick and just shot.
Yeah, I was gonna say Von Miller and Odell really adapted quickly because freaking Von Miller off of the edge, like Aaron Donald, put Aaron Donald and Von Miller on the same side, and have Von Miller get that one-on-one dude, and he's getting to the quarterback about 75% of the time because they got to double team Aaron Donald. Because if they don't, a one-on-one Aaron Donald is just gonna baby them
Yeah, so
and freaking. And then Matthew Stafford, dude, he went out there and he played elite. He in the playoffs he was kind of choking a little bit, but not as hard as like when he was on the Lions, which it wasn't mainly his fault on the Lions.
there's
And
a
then yeah, Odell adapted quickly. You see that now he's a red zone threat, which during the season he wasn't in red zone packages at all because he didn't know the playbook well enough. But I say that Odell is probably their second best receiver above Robert Woods right now.
yeah. I think they're gonna eat on the Bengals, but the Chargers, I want to below or
I, I
expected.
I think below expectations,
Here, my okay.
just
Here,
because they shouldn't have lost to the Raiders in that game. I'm a big Raider fan, but they should not have lost there. Justin Herbert, 6 for 6 on fourth down conversions. Come on. How do you lose?
okay. Here's my thing. I last year they had 7 wins if I'm not mistaken. This year only a 2 win. Okay, yeah, below expectations. I think is where you could put them because only 2 win improvement. I expected a 3 win improvement, and that Raiders game, all you had to do was not call a timeout, and the Raiders were probably gonna be like, "Fuck it, let's just tie, let's just play it safe."
Exactly.
Cause
It was literally Derek Carr or the head coach, one of them, Rich Bisaccia or Derek Carr, said that they were going to take the tie until that timeout was called.
it's like
So,
that was so stupid for y'all to do. Y'all let the Steelers in when y'all could be in.
exactly.
So
Which the Steelers got cakewalked. I'm pretty sure the Raiders would have got cakewalked if the Chargers made it too, but who knows?
Dolphins. Okay,
Dolphins.
okay. Well, before, because I know you want to say low expectations, but I think they got back to expected with that end of the season resurgence.
Yeah, my uncle was actually at that last game. That was cool when he told me.
Cause
But yeah,
yeah.
that the Dolphins, I think they did what he expected. The only thing is that I expected Tua to be a lot better than he's been playing, and they need to figure out what to do with that kid because
Look,
he is talented. He has a big arm. He has agility. You just, I don't know. He just might not be in the right situation. Jalen Waddle was a great pickup. He's really good.
Brian Flores
Javon
with the stupid
Holland,
foot.
I'm gonna say that is a good pickup too in rookies.
All right.
They're good at drafting, dude. They're good at drafting. They just haven't. They're just not good enough. If
All
you know
right.
what I'm saying.
All right. Here's my main points. I want to
What
go.
went wrong?
All right. I have a lot of things that went wrong actually. Tua's the problem. They need to move on from him or get a better quarterback. He's not good in Miami. He's not a great fit there. I'm not saying he's bad. It's just not the fit. Firing Brian Flores was not the answer. It was a very stupid choice because he's your
Yeah,
best
that
coach in a
is a
while.
exactly.
And
Brian Flores is a steal for any team that doesn't have a head coach right now.
and my
Personally, I think the Jags should definitely pick up Brian Flores.
in my opinion, also I think they're fine right now because last year they went 10-6 and really they just went down one win and went up another loss. So or up two more losses, which is fine. But it does hurt to barely miss the playoffs twice in a row. So next year I think they're gonna go on a revenge tour. I'm
Yeah,
expecting big
I
things.
think next year they could make the playoffs. I think that if they try to build the team around Tua a little bit harder, then Tua could be better. They just need to pick up a coach that has a better scheme for Tua because in Alabama, Tua wasn't carrying that heavy of a load because he did have great running backs there because Alabama is running back university, but he didn't carry a huge load, but he carried enough where he was scrambling out of the pocket, delivering dots. And he's a lefty quarterback. People aren't used to that. So seeing a lefty quarterback out there could definitely confuse a couple of these D linemen. So I don't know.
Giants have low expectations
I,
in my
I'm
opinion.
I'm gonna say yeah, below expectations. I expected them
To be
to
dog
play pretty
shit.
good with this with their what did they have? Did they have a new head coach this season? Right?
Nope. They had Joe Judge. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's a new coach for them. Danny Dimes was looking pretty okay last season, and their freaking corners and DBs were playing so insane at the end of the season. I think that they had potential, but something just didn't go right. I don't know what happened.
Oh boy, trust me, I got a list of things that didn't go right.
Okay, actually, Saquon was a bust this season. I don't say get rid of him just yet. We'll see how he develops underneath that injury still. But I feel like he could bounce back next year, possibly.
All right, in my opinion, Saquon's not the problem. It's the O line. The O line's horrible. Daniel Jones is constantly under pressure. Saquon can't do nothing because there's always someone in his face when he's trying to run. Joe Judge was horrible. His play calling horrible. Clock management horrible. He was just all around a horrible coach. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing. He didn't know where he was some of the times. It's just the whole thing was horrible. I'm glad he's fired and I'm glad he's gone. Daniel Jones looks like a dime. He's finally developing into the player we all thought he was. And his receivers are also disappointing this season because
I was gonna say Kenny Galladay did not do as good as he did on the
their
Lions,
offense was all around just horrible. They were the worst scoring offense in the league, I'm pretty sure. They averaged like below 20 points, which is horrible.
and then their defense was pretty bad too. Even though they had like what they had James Bradbury, and didn't they pick up like Leonard Williams or something like that on the D line?
I don't know. All I know that overall they were just a big disappointment.
Yeah, they made big pickups in free agency and in this rookie draft class. I'm pretty sure. They picked up Kadarius Toney, which was looked like a good pick. Dude, Kadarius Toney, I feel like he could play the role that Debo plays for the Niners. That kid is just so shifty and everything. Like they need to figure out what to do with him.
What about the Jets? I don't know if they're below expectations or underachievers.
I'm not gonna lie, I say they're kind of above expectations.
You want to make an
What
argument
was
for
their
that?
wait? Hold on. What was their record this year?
4-13.
Yeah, 4 wins. Who in the hell thought the Jets were gonna get 4 wins?
I did.
How? Tell me. Tell me your reasoning.
Last year they went 2-12 and they almost beat the Raiders and they beat the Rams and the Raiders weren't dog shit and the Rams were dog shit. So that means they were obviously good enough to beat good teams and they beat the Titans this year. I honestly think they either expected or below expectations because I thought they were just gonna go up. There's no way they can go down. Zach Wilson did look fucking horrible and the rest of their team looked horrible, but they picked it up mid-season. They still lost, but they won a couple more games. I think they weren't expected. I think they were expected to be this low, but not the
I
worst.
think I think they were a little bit above expectations because think about it. The Jets organization has been so terrible for the past 20 freaking years. You can't even expect them to improve every season because of their plays that they made and their coaching that they decide. Who's their coach? Adam Gase, right?
I think so. I don't know if he got fired. Let's just say it's Adam Gase.
Okay. Adam Gase is not a good coach. I don't understand how he's still getting picked up by NFL teams. We saw what he did to the Dolphins, and he just wasn't good. He literally wasted Jarvis Landry's potential in his prime, and he made Ryan Tannehill look horrible, even though Ryan Tannehill isn't the greatest. But he looks better on the Titans.
But hold on, hold on, hold
Like
on,
they
hold on.
just use him better.
The head coach for the Giants is Robert Saleh.
The Jets.
Yeah, who was actually pretty decent at play calls.
Okay. Okay, so that makes it a little bit more different now that it's not Adam Gase.
In my opinion, I think they're just at the top of expected because they have a new head coach and he actually
Yeah,
looked good.
actually, now with the knowing that it's a different head coach, I think they're as expected.
Raiders, Antonio, I want to be fair with you. I'm gonna let you take this ahead. I'm just gonna say I put them out above expected.
I put them at above expectations because of all the controversy that we went through. We had Henry Ruggs incident. We had freaking John Gruden resigning. Nobody thought that we would be able to make it to the playoffs.
Yes, sir.
That was literally the craziest thing to see is the Raiders in the playoffs this season. Because I thought as soon as we lost John Gruden and Henry Ruggs, our season was just going to be all L's from there on. Like I didn't think we were going to win another game. But hey, look, we made it to the playoffs, baby. Our defense didn't do what they should, but it happens when you're a Raiders fan. The defense is always terrible for some reason.
Seattle, I think we're just pretty much underachievers.
Yeah.
That there's not
I'm
much.
surprised. We only have one overachiever team right now.
Oh, trust me, I'm about to make a fucking fat case for an overachiever team.
Oh yeah, I already know what team, and I think that it's valid if,
But
if if it's the team that I think it is.
but okay, but looking at the Seahawks last year, there was like no signs of them going to just fucking shit the bed. I thought, okay, yes,
True.
I honestly thought it was going to be not the Niners. I knew there were going to be like three teams from that division. So that division was really really good, but the Seahawks just collapsed at random times and then went good at random times. It's like they didn't weren't consistent enough to get to the playoff. I expected
Yeah,
I honestly expected them only to lose 5 games, not lose 10.
I think I think that their defense was too inconsistent, and I think their O line is pretty bad. And I'm gonna say that DK and Tyler Lockett were not doing the things that they did last season.
Honestly, I'm gonna call
Because
out Russ. My bad.
Tyler Lockett looked like a breakout star last year. He looked like he was going to be a superstar this year. I thought that it was his breakout year last year, but this year he just went a little bit more downhill. And I'm going to say that it's partly because of Russ's like 3 week injury, and then part of it is just Russ being a little bit inconsistent too. But I think Tyler Lockett could have been a little bit better.
I'm about to call out Russ and Pete Carroll because one of the I know like it's like almost confirmed that one of them is going to be leaving Seattle. Seattle's dynasty is
Mhm.
completely dying, and Russ did not look
Mhm.
that fucking good at the end of the season. Don't get me wrong, against the Cardinals and the Lions, he looked great, but Pete Carroll wants to do something like he wants to run a scheme that doesn't fit the team. He has Chris Carson,
Yeah.
and that's it. And Chris Carson keeps getting injured, so you can't run that heavy run game because you don't have the running back for that.
because
Punish teams.
Rashad Penny is more of a speedy back too. That's the thing is that you have your power back and then the backup is a speedy back. It kind of messes up your whole flow.
Like, I honestly say, trade Chris Carson for another running back that fits the scheme. Chris Carson's great, don't get me wrong. It's just that you need to use your weapons. Russell can scramble, and you have all these offensive weapons that are speed demons. Run more 5 out, run more 4 out, run more plays where the running back's on the route. Use your players.
Run a lot more play action too.
Yeah. Uh,
Because Rashad Penny and Chris Carson at times have both showed that they're good running backs. Like they're good enough to be like top tier running backs, but they just don't use them well enough. Like Pete Carroll is just like choking ever since like 2016, bruh.
Bucks, honestly, same with the Chiefs. I expect them to be in this round of the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean you could make a case for like under expectations, but you know they did what they could do without freaking Chris Godwin.
Yeah, they're
And freaking their O lineman started to get injured against the Eagles,
yeah.
and Leonard Fournette was back and doing his thing. So
Honestly, you can make a case for above expectations because they had all these injuries and shit at defense, but I expect them to win the playoff. I expect them to make a deep run.
yeah, and dude, I think Leonard Fournette finally had his breakout season.
You think?
He he was doing so good until he got injured.
Oh, I'll ask you to let me take over for this one real quick, Antonio.
All right, go ahead.
Alright, you're gonna hate me for this, but I'm putting Eagles at overachievers. For one reason and one reason only. We were not supposed to be in the playoffs. We were not supposed to be there. We were supposed to have 6 or 7 wins at most. We were mid-rebuild after that horrible season with Doug Peterson and them not clicking with Carson Wentz. I did not expect Jalen Hurts to do this good. He did struggle in some parts, but he showed that he can still improve. He has legs. He has a decent arm, and he's smart enough to make the plays. Now, we do have a problem with Jalen Rager, and we need to get him the fuck out of here. But I'm so happy with the new head coach, Nick, what he's doing. I'm happy with everything going on. I'm very happy that we were even in the playoffs and had a chance to make a run. So I want to put him in
Listen,
overachievers.
Justin Jefferson would have been a great fit for that Eagles uniform. That's all I gotta say.
It
Um, to be honest, dude, your guys' receivers are so bad. Like, how did JJ Ortega White get taken, bro? He
I,
literally drops like at least 3 passes a game. Like,
it's insane. It's insane that Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith. Our O line, obviously, in my opinion, overachieved. I didn't expect our O line to be that decent. And Dallas Goddard and Miles Sanders were breakout players too. With Devontae Smith, who also achieved what I expected him to do. He's a great player and a great addition, and actually a
yeah,
good receiver who can catch. We actually made a good pick.
I think Devontae Smith is the only receiver, like not including tight ends, is the only receiver that you could confidently say will catch the ball. Like,
It, I'm very
like
happy with our future.
a wide open pass, like Devonta Smith is the only one you can confidently be like, oh yeah, he's gonna grab that one. But like you put Jalen Rager out there, you're gonna be like, oh yep, Alpha helmet, interception, freaking ran back, freaking pick six, missed the tackle, like dude.
Now, the one thing that scares me with the Eagles is that Fletcher Cox is getting very close to retirement, and Darius Slay is getting old, and our defense does look leaky in a lot of places. If we can fix that up, that'd be great. We have a lot of draft picks, and I'm very excited for this team. Now, you can go at
Yeah, don't
Washington.
you guys have like 3 first-round draft picks this season?
Yeah, but some of them are kind of late. We have a mid one and 2 late ones, so but still first round, first round.
I mean, I was gonna say first round is first round because you see people getting picked up in the 6th round and becoming the GOAT. So
What last team? The Washington football team.
I'm gonna go ahead and say they're overachievers. No, I'm just kidding. They're expected. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. Honestly, I want to put them below expectations. I expected them to. They were the leaders of the division last year. They were 7-9, and they had a great defense. Their defense looked dog shit. Tyler Hinkey looked decent enough, but their defense underachieved. That was their strong point. Their defense.
Yeah, yeah. Their defense did sell, but I'm gonna say they had Taylor Heineke in there, who is literally like, I'm pretty sure he was a undrafted free agent,
Yeah.
and He's out there. Who was supposed to be playing?
Ryan
Freaking
Fitzpatrick.
Ryan Fitzpatrick, and then he got injured. But I feel like we expected them to do a bit better, but not too much better. That's why I just say expected for me, just based on the point of I kind of expected them to be in this range, just because I already knew that there was going to be a couple different breakout. In that division, I thought two teams were going to break out. I thought it was going to be the Cowboys, and I thought it was going to be the Giants, but it ended up being the Cowboys and the Eagles. So I already knew that the football team would either be third or fourth. So that's why I say kind of expected.
Well, that's your list, Antonio.
Yes, sir.
To sum it all up for your fan base, you have the Bengals and Eagles as overachievers, Patriots, 49ers, Rams, Texans, and Raiders are above expectations, and the longest list of them all expected Jets, Buccaneers, Bills, Chiefs, Saints, Steelers, Falcons, Green Bay Packers, Denver Broncos, Lions, Miami Dolphins, and Washington Football Team. Below expected, you have Chargers, Bears, Cowboys, Colts, Cardinals, Panthers, Titans, and Giants. And at underachievers, the worst of them all, teams that did dog shit, Vikings, Ravens, Browns, Jaguars, and Seattle. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Oh, there's your video.
All right. This is the end of the video. And let me know if my tier list is on point with Dillon or if there's things that you would tweak.
Thanks for having me,
And that's
Antonio.
it. Huh?
I said thank you for having me.
You're welcome, Dillon. It's always a pleasure. Peace.